as a child, my father was always working hard. So he used to leave home early and come back late in the evening. So I never really shared moments with my dad as a child, and my dad passed when I was 13. So all I remember is a hardworking man, who would go out in the fields to work and then come back home tired. So he would, wash his feet like they would do in those days, wash yourself down and then, have dinner and get some sleep. But whenever he came home, he would ask for me because I'm the last of 11 children. So I was always the favorite. I was always my father's favorite, and he used to say that. So we always had that bond. I would say to a lot of St. Lucian fathers, especially the young people, they ought not to be rushing into fatherhood because it is something that you have to take very seriously. You cannot yourself be a child and becoming a father to somebody else because you are bringing someone into this world that is going to depend on you. And I mean, they say that girls are very close to their fathers, but the father is also the boy's role model. And when you look at what is happening to our young boys today, you can really see the impact of the father not being in the home with this child, because a lot of the young fathers are not people who are in the same home raising their child. So that is extremely important, that they do not rush into fatherhood. They themselves need to take time, enjoy life, know who they are, find out themselves before they go and bring that little person who's going to depend on them hand and foot, body and soul, spirit, everything else, before they bring that little person into the world, because it is quite a responsibility. Well, you see, men are very, we don't realize it, but men are very loving people. They are very, very squeamish. They are also very soft, and we are seeing it in our vaccine rollout, where a lot of women come for the vaccine and, it's not an issue, but the men, they're really afraid of just the needle. So they're finding all kinds of excuses for them not to come and take that vaccine. But it's because they're really very soft underneath, But they out there showing, they're tough. And society expects them to show that. So men don't cry, men don't show emotion and that sort of thing. So, that is an issue that, men need to get over. And of course, we women sort of raise them to portray that toughness, and so on and so forth. I think we need to raise our men right. Okay? We need to guide our young boys as much as we are guiding the young girls. And I feel a lot of mothers are failing in that regard because we leave it up to the father to do it. And you cannot impart what you yourself do not have. So we have to try and start raising. I'm not blaming women. I know they are doing the best they can. And a lot of single mothers, they are doing the best they can. And that is why I'm saying don't rush into fatherhood. Don't rush into motherhood. Don't rush to have a child. Because you really need the resources to be able to raise a child properly. A lot of men also, you find that when girls are growing up, the mother will take them for their first pap smear and make sure that they're okay, their sexual health is taken care of. Whereas we don't do that for boys. And we really need to, society really need to start creating the avenues where boys take their health very seriously from an early age, so that as they grow up and become men, they're very conscious of their health, right? So, and we see it evolving in our healthcare system, where the men come to us when it's almost too late, and we lose a lot of our men that way. Issues that could easily have been handled if they were coming to doctor as frequently as maybe even half as frequently as women. These issues could be taken care of. But because they wait or they don't come at all until it is way too late, then we lose a lot of men, especially middle-aged men. If you look at even the death announcements, you see a lot of men between the ages of 50 and 60, 65, You see the obituaries for these people. So mothers need to teach their boys to focus a little more on their health, on health care and their sexual health, as well as men growing up have to continue to take care of their health. Men must understand that they have a critical role to play in our society. Women cannot do it alone. And our men need to take life more seriously. They need to take more responsibility for what is happening to young boys, to the youth in our society. Because a lot of men are very silent and they leave everything to us women to do. So it is time they wake up and they play the part that they are supposed to play in our society and take responsibility, especially for the crime that is going on amongst our young people, especially our young men. I think our men need to stand up and, help us change that situation, because we are losing a lot of young men to crime in St. Lucia. So I want to wish every father today a very happy Father's Day. I need them to reflect on what it is that they have done for their children and for society on this special day as we move forward. And so that by next Father's Day, they can say, between the last Father's Day and this one, this is what I have done to make my community better, to make my home life, to make my family life, and to make St. Lucia a better place for young men to grow up in. Happy Father's Day.